Friends, today I'm going to take you through a chilling body horror story from 2021. It's eerie, it's disturbing, and at times it gets so bizarre that you won't know whether to look away or keep watching. That's the beauty of it. Once you start, you simply can't stop. So let's not waste a second and dive straight into it. The story begins with three young women, Charlotte, Heather, and Deed. What was supposed to be a fun weekend getaway quickly turns into something they never could have imagined. Heather secretly takes her friends to her father's luxurious resort, hidden away in the middle of nowhere. The place is quiet, isolated, and cut off from the outside world, the perfect spot for a private escape. But Heather warns them right away. Don't mess anything up. If my dad finds out we were here, I'm done for. They thought this weekend would be about laughter, relaxation, and making memories. But what awaited them in that lonely resort was far more sinister, something that would change their lives forever. Now, Deed was a social media influencer. As soon as she arrived at the resort, she started showing her followers around the place. While streaming, she also introduced Charlotte, saying how simple and normal she was compared to herself. In fact, Deed was so materialistic that she even mocked Charlotte for still using an old phone. The girls had also come to this place for a specific reason. Tonight, there was going to be a meteor shower, and all three of them were very excited to see it. After arriving, they spent time enjoying themselves at the resort. Later at night, Charlotte and Heather were having fun watching the meteor shower, while Deed was frustrated because she couldn't use her phone. The signals had completely vanished. This meant she couldn't connect with her fans, nor could she livestream the meteor shower. Since she was highly materialistic and obsessed with showing off to the world, this bothered her a lot. Meanwhile, as the audience, we noticed that the meteor shower they were watching was not a normal one. It had something very different about it. After this, Charlotte, Heather, and Deed continued drinking and enjoying themselves. But suddenly, something strange fell from the sky and landed right into the resort's swimming pool. Seeing this, the girls were shocked. When they went closer to check it out, they saw that it looked like a large stone, but black liquid was oozing out of it. Heather panicked because that black fluid had dirtied her father's pool. She knew that if her father found out, he would be furious, since she had come here without his permission. She asked Deed to help her remove the object from the pool. Together, the three girls somehow managed to pull it out. Looking at it, they assumed it must be a fragment of a meteor, but soon, a disgusting smell started coming out of it. Deed, mocking as always, said it wasn't a meteor but actually poop, the kind of waste that airplanes sometimes dump after freezing when their tanks are full. Heather and Charlotte didn't take her words seriously. Charlotte then guessed it might actually be a baby armadillo, because the shape somewhat resembled one. But for the time being, they left the strange object there and went back to their rooms. Still, Heather remained worried about the pool being contaminated. She was afraid that if her father discovered what had happened, he would be extremely upset. Later in their rooms, Charlotte, Heather, and Deed sat together again, drinking and having fun. Meanwhile, Charlotte was trying to learn more about armadillos from a book. After some reading, everyone went off to sleep, but Charlotte stayed up a little longer to continue. Before going to bed, Deed warned Charlotte to stay away from that strange thing they had found. The next morning, when Charlotte, Deed, and Heather checked their phones, they were shocked to see that none of them had any signal. This was extremely unusual. Charlotte explained that maybe their phones weren't working because of last night's meteor shower, which might have caused strong magnetic interference. Heather and Deed didn't respond much to her explanation. While talking, Charlotte reminded them about the strange object from the previous night. When they went to check on it, they were stunned to see it was no longer there. The three of them guessed that maybe some wild animal had dragged it away. Following the drag marks, they reached the resort's garden, and there, they found it again. But this time, they realized something shocking. The object was alive. It was now moving and looked like some kind of alien creature. Deed even tried talking to it. Just then, a young guy named Brett appeared. He was the gardener of the resort. Deed urged Charlotte and Heather to ask him for help. Heather asked Brett to help them move the creature. Brett flatly refused. Then Heather offered him money, but Brett demanded not just money, he also wanted a kiss. To everyone's surprise, Charlotte agreed. When Charlotte kissed Brett, she felt something special. It was actually her first kiss. After that, Brett finally agreed to move the creature. But as soon as Brett tried to lift it, the creature let out an ear-piercing scream. Terrified, Brett dropped everything and ran away. So in the end, Brett took the money, got his kiss, but didn't do the job. Left with no choice, the three girls decided to try moving the creature themselves. But it was too heavy, too dense. Even with all of them together, they couldn't lift it. So, they left it there and went back to enjoying their weekend. Still, Charlotte couldn't shake off her concern, especially since the creature seemed like a newborn baby. That night, while Charlotte, Heather, and Deed were asleep, Charlotte was awakened by the sound of the creature screaming. She went out to check on it. The creature was still shrieking loudly. Charlotte went back to wake Heather, but Heather refused to accompany her, so Charlotte returned alone. Charlotte assumed the creature must be hungry. That's why it was crying so loudly. Out of sympathy, she carried it back to the room. The most surprising part was that earlier, even all three of them together couldn't lift it, but now Charlotte was able to carry it alone without any effort. Inside the room, Charlotte even fed the creature milk. Slowly, she began to feel drawn toward it. The next morning, Deed was furious with Charlotte for bringing the creature inside. Seeing it in their room, she scolded her and demanded that she take it back outside. Charlotte tried to carry it out, but as soon as she moved toward the door, the creature let out another loud scream. Disturbed by the sound, Charlotte couldn't take it outside. This only made Deed angrier, and she lashed out at Charlotte, telling her she should take the creature away from the resort, maybe even into town. Deed angrily told Charlotte to go into town, bring back an animal catcher, and get rid of the creature once and for all. Heather then decided that she and Charlotte would take her dad's buggy and go to their neighbor Edna to ask for help reaching the town. With that plan, Charlotte and Heather set off to Edna's cabin. Meanwhile, Deed was left alone at the resort. She tried to sleep, but the creature's constant noises kept her awake. Finally, frustrated, she decided to kill it by feeding it rat poison. But when Deed approached the creature, it hypnotized her instead. The scene cut there. The film then returned to Charlotte and Heather, who arrived at Edna's cabin, but nobody was there. Instead, they found a stack of research papers about the meteor shower from the previous night. It became clear that Edna had been studying these strange meteors. Unfortunately, Charlotte and Heather couldn't make sense of the research, so they returned to the resort. Back at the resort, Charlotte and Heather noticed something very odd. Deed was suddenly extremely relaxed. She no longer seemed to care that the creature was there. This shocked them both. Slowly, strange changes started appearing in Deed's behavior. She began eating far more than usual and would then spend hours working out, exercising from morning until night. That same night, Heather heard strange sounds coming from Deed's room. Curious, she went to check and was horrified. Inside, she saw Deed passionately intimate with the creature. By now, its body had grown much larger, sprouting massive tentacles. Heather was terrified, but as soon as she looked at the creature, she began seeing strange flashes of light. Under its hypnotic power, Heather too became intimate with it, just like Deed. While with the creature, Heather experienced vivid visions. She saw Deed with an alien being, then herself with that alien as well. She also saw many strange lights in her hallucinations. The next day, Charlotte noticed clear changes in Heather as well. Now both Heather and Deed refused to leave the place. Neither of them wanted to get rid of the alien creature. This left Charlotte stunned. She pleaded with them, explaining that she had work the next day, and if she missed it, she could lose her job. But neither Heather nor Deed cared. Angry and desperate, Charlotte took Heather's dad's buggy and returned to Edna's cabin. There, she discovered a sketch of the very same creature among Edna's meteor research notes. She finally realized that the creature wasn't just strange, it was truly alien, and it had come down with the meteor shower. Horrified, Charlotte also noticed a bullet hole in the cabin wall. When she stepped outside, she found Edna's dead body. Terrified, she rushed back to the resort. There, she saw Heather and Deed behaving even more bizarrely. Deed was acting strangely in the swimming pool, while Heather was eating raw eggs. When Charlotte told them about Edna and the alien's true nature, they dismissed everything she said. Anger boiling inside, Charlotte blamed the alien for everything and decided to kill it. But when she went near, the alien tried to seduce her as well. She began seeing hypnotic visions of spaceships, just like Heather had. For a moment, she was almost lost under its spell. But Charlotte managed to snap back to her senses and pulled away. She confronted Heather and Deed again, demanding they face the truth. But Deed told her that the alien was special. Ever since they had been intimate with it, they felt transformed. Charlotte insisted they should call the police, capture the creature, and get out. But Deed refused to listen, and instead turned her anger on Charlotte. At that moment, Heather noticed Deed's stomach had swollen unnaturally large. Terrified, Heather then experienced the same thing. Her belly expanded grotesquely. Soon, black liquid began oozing from both their mouths and eyes, and they writhed in excruciating pain. Seeing this, Charlotte was horrified. She decided once and for all to kill the alien. But before she could, Heather and Deed stood in her way, still protecting the creature. Charlotte is attacked by Heather and Deidre, who try to protect the alien creature even in such extreme circumstances. This shows the frightening level of hypnosis and control the creature has over them. Charlotte falls unconscious, but when she wakes up, the alien shows her visions. In those visions, Charlotte realizes the truth. The creature used Heather and Deidre to breed alien babies. These alien offspring would eventually multiply and help capture the Earth. Enraged by this, Charlotte picks up a bat and kills the alien creature. She then understands that if she doesn't kill her friends too, Heather and Deidre will give birth to countless alien babies, which could spread across the planet. If just one alien has managed this, imagine if more arrive. They would keep breeding through human females, and soon Earth would be overrun. Determined, Charlotte goes after her friends. First, she rams Heather with the buggy, knocking her down. Heather fights back, but Charlotte smashes her head with the bat, killing her. Soon after, she sees Deidre trying to run away. Charlotte attempts to start the buggy to chase her, but it doesn't work, so she runs after Deidre. Deidre fights back, and in that moment, a cowboy arrives. Seeing them fight, he misunderstands the situation and shoots Charlotte in the shoulder, knocking her out. The cowboy tries to save Deidre, but she kills him instead. When Charlotte regains consciousness, she sees the cowboy's corpse. She takes his gun and notices Deidre, who is about to give birth to alien babies. By now, Deidre's body is transforming into a creature. She tells Charlotte that she feels special, but before anything can happen, Charlotte shoots and kills her, preventing any alien babies from being born. Outside, Charlotte once again sees the meteor shower. But as the audience, we understand. Those aren't meteors at all. They're alien spaceships, dropping alien seeds onto Earth. These seeds use human females to reproduce and slowly increase their population, all part of a plan to capture Earth. As for Eden, it's left ambiguous. Maybe she killed herself to avoid giving birth to alien babies, or perhaps the alien hypnotized her and forced her into it. And boom. With that, the Seed movie comes to an end. So friends, this was the full story of The Seed. I hope you understood and enjoyed it. Just like this, I've also explained another film called The Seedless. If you haven't watched that breakdown yet, go check it out. It's a very interesting movie and you'll definitely enjoy it. You'll find the link in the pinned comment below. And if you have any questions about this film, feel free to drop them in the comment section. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, take care.